Okay, good morning, sir. My name is Terence, and these are my fellow groupmates Janice, Scarlett, and Mandy. Today we're going to present about promoting our product Char Kway Teow to Taiwan, and the contents of our presentation will include
product info,
entry mode,
foreign market analysis,
and recommendation of marketing mix.
Now we are going to talk about product info of Char Kway Teow. First of all, I would like to talk about the history of Char Kway Teow. Char Kway Teow is Malaysia's significant Chinese dish. In the Hokkien vernacular, Char means stir-fried and Kway Teow refers to flat rice noodles. Char Kway Teow is believed to have originated from Taozhou in China's Guangdong province. The famous dish was originally conceived as poor people's food consumed by laborers, farmers, and fishermen back in the old days. However, it has evolved to one of the most loved dishes among Malaysians. Next, I am going to talk about the ingredients and price of Char Kway Teow. Char Kway Teow is a combination of flat rice noodle, shrimp paste, bean sprouts, Chinese sausage, garlic, egg, prawns, cockles, and fish cake. All the ingredients are tossed in a wok with dark and light soy sauce, shrimp paste, and pinch of chili. The key to a good Char Kway Teow is the wok hei, which is the smoky aroma that is infused in the noodles by using charcoal fire to stir fry. Wok hei is a trademark of Char Kway Teow which makes it unique compared to other fried noodles. It is usually served in banana leaf to enhance the taste. Char Kway Teow is an inexpensive dish which is around 5 ringgit to 10 ringgit only, and the price may vary due to different locations. It can be eaten as breakfast, lunch, or dinner also.
There are various versions of Char Kway Teow in different districts of Malaysia. In Kampung Perak, Char Kway Teow is cooked with cockles but no prawns, unless customer requests for it. And in East Malaysia, it is cooked with beef, sweet sauce, and onions. Besides, there are so-called gourmet versions of Char Kway Teow. The gourmet version of Char Kway Teow are especially available in Ipoh, Taipei, and Klang Valley, where seafood, crab meat, and even duck eggs are added to sweet discerning taste. However, when it comes to taste and originality, Penang Char Kway Teow top the list by the common consent of all Malaysians. Char Kway Teow can be easily found in night market, hawker store, and restaurant. Proceed on, we are going to talk about what is the strength of Char Kway Teow. The ingredients that we use to cook Char Kway Teow are easy to obtain and very cheap. Besides, Char Kway Teow can be fried out within a few minutes. Char Kway Teow actually brings out the Southeast Asian Cushion color, which is savory, rich in fragrance, and spices are essential ingredients in cooking. The taste of the Char Kway Teow is fragrant, flavorful, and has its unique taste and would bring a burst of flavors unlike any other fried noodles. The customers may feel free to customize their own Char Kway Teow according to their personal taste, such as adding chives. Char Kway Teow is widely accepted among Malaysians, as it is halal, which means both Muslim and non-Muslim can enjoy it together. Meanwhile, it may enhance relationship among ethnics as food unites people. Furthermore, Char Kway Teow has been listed as top 10 healthy noodle dishes in BBC News, which is an authoritative public service broadcaster in UK, with a description, special combination of seafood, bean curd, chives, and noodles you can't be missed. The article stated that the egg combining with the flat rice noodles provide a lot of nutrition, including proteins and essential amino acids. In fact, each serving of Char Kway Teow provides 35% of amino acids requirements. The prawn paste of Char Kway Teow is also benefit for our health.
So next, we're going to decide the entry modes for Char Kway Teow to enter Taiwan market. So we have two entry modes here. One is joint venture with a local firm, and the second is wholly owned business. So at the beginning stage, we suggest by using a joint venture with a local firm. So joint venture can be defined as a cooperative enterprise that jointly owned by two or more firms to work together on a particular project. So firms need to take extra consideration, especially when food and beverage enter a new market. So therefore, suitable and rational entry mode is needed to be considered for Char Kway Teow before entering Taiwan. So for example, considerations include the freshness of the food, transportation costs, consumer preference, and price range, and so on. So for the advantage of joint venture, it helps Malaysia firms to save more time for testing Taiwan market themselves, and so they are able to start an operations business once they enter Taiwan markets. So furthermore, it helps to share the cost of the new business too with the local firm, such as the cost of resources and the facility. So at the same time, they help to explore a foreign market in a low-risk way. So because it's without guidance, the risk will be much higher when enter the new markets. So on the other hand, should share profit with the joint venture is one of the disadvantages, as profit is not owned by the firm itself. And besides, there is a chance where the host firm not willing to share the details of the business information. So there is no transparency in the info sharing. And besides that, conflict happens due to the difference of management style and the culture, and will lead to both firms not blending well together.
Okay, so after familiarizing with the business environment for a few years and having established a stable market for our Char Kway Teow product, we could split the partnership and start a long-term business in the form of wholly owned subsidiary. A wholly owned subsidiary is basically a company that is completely owned by another company. On this basis, the company is no longer required to share profit with the partnering company, and they can also keep all their business secrets to themselves. Making decisions would also be much easier and time-saving, as they no longer needed to refer to their partner's opinions. It also helps to save more time. On the other hand, some of the original customers would be brought over to the new business in pursuit of the Char Kway Teow product. So the customer source is somewhat secure. However, splitting with the partnering company also means giving up on certain resources in terms of business relations, some segments of customers loyal to the brand, and possibly some suppliers. It also means that our former partnering company would now be our business competitor. Although we are now more familiar with the Taiwan local business environment, we will still need to build new business connections that will cost time and money. Added on that, we will also bear 100% of business risk and cost. Compiling the above, it may seem that there are some challenges and disadvantages of splitting the business and starting a wholly owned subsidiary at first. However, those are only short-term problems and can be solved given some time. In the long run, the growth of the company can be maximized, and in turn, profit will also be maximized.
Now we are going to talk about foreign market analysis. In social cultural sector, custom and language are two important factors that will bring opportunities towards Char Kway Teow. There are a lot of night market in different districts of Taiwan, including Shili Night Market in Taipei, Fengjian Night Market in Taichung, and Liuhe Night Market in Kaohsiung, and also other night markets which I didn't mention here. Each night market in Taiwan have their own features. In Taiwan's official tourism website, night markets are being referred as markets that provide a wide variety of foods and beverages as well as unique Taiwanese products. They are both practical and inexpensive, and are places where the significance of food culture in the lives of Taiwan. Night markets in Taiwan are not just a place to purchase things, they are also a place of relaxation and for social interaction. Hence, Taiwanese love to visit night markets, and night markets has been an essence of Taiwanese culture. As such, a great opportunity is given to Char Kway Teow to be brought into Taiwan, especially night markets. Besides, there were no similar dishes of Char Kway Teow being sold in Taiwan's night market, and this would be a chance for it to be carried forward in Taiwan as one of the signature Chinese dishes in Malaysia. Char Kway Teow in Malaysia are mainly cooked and sold by Malaysian Chinese. Besides the national language Malay and the international language English, Malaysian Chinese are also proficient in Mandarin Chinese. With such, it gives Char Kway Teow an opportunity to be introduced into Taiwan's market. As Mandarin Chinese is an official language of Taiwan, there are no language barriers between Taiwanese and Malaysian Chinese. They are able to communicate by using Mandarin Chinese. For example, it would not be an issue for a Malaysian hawker to sell Char Kway Teow to Taiwanese customers at night market, as they can speak Mandarin Chinese while making deals, and they wouldn't have delivered wrong message to each other. In the economic sector, GDP of Taiwan and the size of Taiwan's F&B market are the factors that will bring opportunities for Char Kway Teow to be bring to Taiwan. Taiwan's GDP is the 90th largest in the world on a purchasing power basis. The graph here is indicating the GDP of purchasing power parity in Taiwan. As you can see from this graph, Taiwan purchasing power is increasing year by year, which means that Taiwanese have more disposable income, and even more than other countries like Korea, Japan, France, or the UK. Increasing wealth is resulting in growth in consumption, including demand for foreign imports. As according to Ministry of Economic Affairs in Taiwan, 40% of goods consumed in Taiwan are imported. With the high purchasing power of Taiwanese as well as Taiwanese high demand for foreign imports, therefore it provides Char Kway Teow and opportunities to be promoted in Taiwan. The food and beverages market is the 5th largest industry industry in Taiwan. Although the local manufacturing industry is well established, Taiwan is still heavily reliant on imports, with a self-sufficiency ratio of around 33%. Local supermarkets, hypermarkets, convenience stores, restaurants, and even night markets are increasing range of imported foods and beverages to meet demand of Taiwan. Statistics here show the Taiwan import quantity of F&B product has increased quickly as the imported food trade value in Taiwan are keep on the rise. And in other words, the size of imported F&B market of Taiwan is in fact expanding. With such, it provides Char Kway Teow in Malaysia a great chance to be brought into the food and beverages industry of Taiwan.
Increasing of population size in big cities of Taiwan provides wider market for Char Kway Teow. This is because the increase of customer leads to increase in demand. Therefore, Char Kway Teow is encouraged to be brought into Taiwan to satisfy citizens' high demand on food. Age structure will be another factor we are going to discuss about. As food is a basic need for human, Char Kway Teow is suitable for people between children to senior age group. According to the chart, it shows that majority of Taiwanese are young people and adults. Working adults definitely have ability to afford a plate of Char Kway Teow due to their high purchase powers. Besides that, young people aged 16 to 24 years old are more likely to spend money on food due to lacking of cooking knowledge. Therefore, it is a great opportunity to promote Char Kway Teow, a down-to-earth dish to them. Furthermore, Taiwanese have habits of eating out such as working adults have dinner after work, and night market is a favorable place for young people to hang out. Therefore, Malaysia can target young people and working adults market when promoting Char Kway Teow in Taiwan's night markets. Geography is also another factor. Taiwan is an island situated at Western Pacific Ocean and is a country in Asia. Taiwan has a strategic location which is at the intersection of Europe, mainland China, and other Asian countries. This provides a stepping stone to expand larger market. Furthermore, there is no time difference between Malaysia and Taiwan. Traveling costs may be reduced because it only takes 4.5 hours to travel from Malaysia to Taiwan. Due to strategic location, statistics show that total number of tourists visiting Taiwan increased to 10.7 million in 2016. Thus, it is a great opportunity for Char Kway Teow to expose to more potential customers from all over the world. Taiwan is a four-season country. The climate is subtropical in the north and tropical in the south, with average monthly temperatures around 30 degrees Celsius in summer and 10 to 20 degrees Celsius in the winter. Taiwan enjoys warm climate all year round. Its climate is quite similar to Malaysia during summer and is cooler during winter. So Char Kway Teow is a dish suitable to be eaten throughout all seasons regardless of rainy, sunny or windy weather. Life is vibrant at night in Taiwan because people love to venture out at night when weather becomes cooler. Therefore, it is a great opportunity to promote Char Kway Teow to Taiwan because the annual temperature is comfortable for Taiwanese to go out and purchase Char Kway Teow at any time.
So now we were talking about the recommendation of marketing mix. It includes 4P, which is product, price, place, and promotion. So as you mentioned just now, the product we're going to bring in Taiwan is Char Kway Teow, which is combinations of flat rice noodle, shrimp paste, bean sprout, garlic, egg, prawns, cockles, and fish cake. So as the ingredient and the texture of Char Kway Teow, we have no big change when enter the Taiwan markets. So moreover, Chinese prefer hot food, so they prefer the fresh and cooked on the spot. So it's similar to the consumer preference in Malaysia. Therefore, as an overall, we could still standardize the product. So however, there is some adjustment in the taste level. So as compared to Taiwan cuisines, Malaysian cuisines have a heavier taste level. This is because Malaysian cuisine are often spicy, strong, and combining variety spice and herbs. So when enter Taiwan market, we can have a little adjustment which make it less salty and less spicy. And Malaysian marketer can add value into Char Kway Teow, which by add extra ingredient according local preference. So such as cockle can change to oyster. So this is because one of the Taiwanese street foods named Taiwanese oyster omelette. So it can customize by change ingredients or add as extra ingredient.
Okay, so now I'll be talking about price. The price level for different products between Taiwan and Malaysia may differ due to several factors. The same kind of food's price might have slight differences between the both countries due to difference in the currency rate. On the other hand, they have different perception of values to price ratio for different items. For example, in Malaysia, a plate of fried noodles or char kway teow may be sold at 5 ringgit in hawker centers, but it can reach up to 15 ringgit or even 20 ringgit in restaurants. In Taiwan, the price for a plate of oyster omelette or fried noodles is around 100 to 140 New Taiwan dollars. That's around 14 ringgit to 90 ringgit, depending on the location, whether it's a tourist spot or a local restaurant. Its price may also vary due to different selling locations due to different fixed costs. At the early stage where our product first enter the market, we can set a lower price to penetrate the market, and after the pricing strategy succeeded, we can increase the price and set it according to the Taiwan pricing standards. We could mark up the price further by offering additional features such as adding extra ingredients like extra eggs or extra sausages or cockles. With that being said, we feel that it is better to customize our pricing strategy to better suit the Taiwan market. Okay, so now I'll talk about the place or distribution method for our char kway teow product. In Malaysia, char kway teow are usually sold or found in night markets, hawker centers, and restaurants. Looking at Taiwan, they have a strong night market culture there, which means we could standardize our business strategy and set up the business as how it is in Malaysia. Selling our char kway teow product at night markets and food courts also allows the product to be freshly prepared, as Taiwanese prefer their food fresh. On the other hand, we could also set the business near universities to better target youngsters and students, as they are more willing to try out new stuff, and through word of mouth, our product will be spread quicker by their help.
So for the promotion part, at the beginning of the promotion, marketer can try joint venture with other food and beverage business. So this can attract more potential customer by targeting from similar market group. So for example, marketer of char kway teow can offer the exclusive discount by giving out a discount voucher for the customer in a famous bubble tea drink shop, such as Chun Shui Tang. That one. Okay, so for the new entry market business, it's viewed as an opportunity to join force for the mutual benefit in a way that reward their customer. So moreover, another marketing strategy is that marketer can find more influencer to recommend the char kway teow, like food blogger. Okay, so as people nowadays will search online food review before they visit one restaurant. So what food blogger do is they will write feedback on the restaurant, taking photos of the food and the dining atmosphere. So the significant reason is they help it create greater profits in the way that increase in exposure of the restaurant and convert the exposure to sales.
In conclusion, we can sum up that Taiwan has similar eating habit and food culture as other Asian countries. Therefore, we have strong confidence that char kway teow can be successfully entered and perform well in Taiwan market.
Okay, so that's all for our presentation. Thank you. Let's go eat